So, hello,
Ladies and gentlemen, and others.
good evening, morning, daily, I don't know, night, wherever you are. Today is the day for another video. So, and as I mentioned before, it's relating to our comic books. So, I know I mostly cover mangas and stuff, but if you want to, keep on watching the video, I will appreciate it. And if you're interested in this, so keep on watching. If not, you can click off the video. No one, it's forcing you to stay, but it will make my day. So keep on watching. So as I mentioned in the previous video, I was going to cover Injustice, Gods Among Us comic series. I don't know if you read it. If not, well, I will give you, I guess, a little introduction to it. So it's supposed to be a, series of comics based on the video game, Justice Gods Among Us. It's supposed to be based on the fighting video game, or well, it is from the creators of Mortal Kombat.
Mortal, stop that! You stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop, you stop, stop, you stop, you stop, you stop it.
I don't know if you like that game, but I do enjoy that game a lot. So, and it's supposed to be based also on the idea on this alternate reality where Superman, becomes or turns into a villain because of the, this following unfortunate series of events where the Joker kills his family. Well, he doesn't directly kills them, but he does, his deeds, and someone ends up being killed. In this case, Lois and his unborn baby. So the most rational thing that Superman decides to do is, become the fucking world into this totalitarian state, this regime, whilst Batman becomes an insurgent because he doesn't want that. So that's pretty much what happens. So, and today's video will be more like the reasons on why I like the series and why I also don't like it. So it's like a dilemma inside my little heart. So I guess that's it. There's no more banners or announcements to make, and so let's start with this rant. I do enjoy and I do like this comic series. I just think the ideas that they try to portray in this series are good. Like they have good intentions, good ideas. My issue is mostly that they are poorly executed, but it's still, I think it's still overall an enjoyable piece of, art, I guess. Also, well, the footage that you're going to see or the video, it's from the process of me recreating some horns for a Halloween costume. And well, the idea, I got it from this page. I'm going to show it here. So if you want to make them for yourself, for a Halloween costume to terrorize your religious aunt, it's up to you. So on the things that I like, the constant change in the drawing style. In some cases, I would say it's bad in the way that it creates this feeling of inconsistency. But in the case of this series, I like it because it leads to a non-tiresome visual presentation. So it's interesting to see each representation made by each artist, well, like their own vision based on the understanding and portrayal of the story. It's similar way to the Blackest Night series, but I think if you put it that way, it will apply to any comic series, because since this happens, since a lot of artists tend to work in sometimes in the same series doing some of the illustration process, so you tend to find this in comic books compared to, like, mangas, I guess.
Is it Two. Yes, it's two.
It starts with a thriving development. I considered it the first 3 years, being the 0, 1, and 2, the best parts of the story, where it actually has some good momentum. It can feel, that quote of superhero action and character growth, whether it's good or bad. Well, for some characters, you don't get any, showdown at all. They just leave it like, floating around, so which is bad.
Deny.
I like Superman and Batman's driven characters. I also like this weird courtesy they have at the beginning of year one, where you see these curious interactions between them, where they know they are supposed to be enemies, but at the same time they don't forget their past together as friends, and all the approaches turn into a pure bungle. Also, the other thing that I like is this portrayal of ideas we all can agree on, and the quandary that they present here at the beginning of this year, at year one actually. Like ideas such as war, peace, no more corruption, being against crime, versus the means to do it, to try to achieve these ideas in reality, and the ideas of freedom and humanity choosing their own, this destiny, their own path. That's one of the quandaries that I really enjoyed. They tried to portray, not in the best way, but they tried. One of the examples being when Shazam starts asking people what they think of Superman's actions, and it ends up like with a dialogue between these two egos of Billy, the child who is, contains Shazam, I guess, and Shazam, like the ego of Shazam, and Billy being exposed to these, very adult type of issues, and him trying to cope with them from his child perspective. I really like that. Also, the other example would be when Gatubila mentions to Superman the case of this man who just got killed by his supporters, his human supporters, because he stole some jewelry, I think. He stole something. Showing that, he committed a crime, hence he does deserve to be punished in a way, but not in the manner he ends up, receiving, he ends up being killed. There are other ones that are more obvious that I think we all can, disagree because they are fucking awful, which are I remember it was from The Flash, where Superman and Wonder Woman pretty much, let this poor, pure Aussie kid disabled because he just protested, he just was against his decisions, like, we don't, have to comply to you, and they end up, breaking his spine. I like that they brought Superman's parents into context, both his Earthling parents and the alien one, Jor-El. So at the same time, I think they missed an opportunity by not using them in a more proactive way, since they appear in just like 2 or 3 issues, I think, and that's it. At the beginning, he does feel, I like that in the beginning, he does feel the need to comply, or to justify his actions towards them, like to explain to them that what he is doing is the right thing. And in the other appearances, they are just scared of him because of what he has turned into. So one of the things that I did not like at all is that they made some of the characters just unbearable. Wonder Woman and Damian mainly are just hateful. Most of the series actually. So Wonder Woman is portrayed or behaves similar to, you know, like a caveman.
What are you simpletons doing? You're supposed to catch these things, not torture yourself with them.
Well, cave woman in this case. And then I think it's in year 3 or 4, you notice this particular change in the writing of the story, because she suddenly becomes a little bit more rational, but just a wee bit. As you start seeing her actually questioning Superman and his actions and the treatment he gives to his other friends, but it's just that, and then she suddenly goes back, like at the end of, like in the final year, I don't know what happened with those, with questioning herself and his actions, because she suddenly is like, yeah, I'm going to follow you again no matter what. The other one is Damian, is just shown to be this pesky sort. He's rude, he's impulsive, he's just awful, he mistreats his family. Like, I understand him not liking his father, because, you know, his father, Bruce, is a prick, but, you know, hating Nightwing and hating Alfred is, I don't know, is hating Alfred, like, Alfred is such a doll. Anyway, one of the things that I like and at the same time I dislike a lot is that they tend to open a lot of like plot lines or put a lot of ideas there, but they do not expand or explore the possibilities. So one of these plot lines that they open but did not explore was these romantic feelings of Wonder Woman towards Superman, which could have led to an interesting dilemma relating her behavior, her feelings of guilt and joy relating to, you know, what happened to Lois. And Ares at some point does tease her a little bit, and that's it. Thus leaving us with another drop plotline. As I mentioned before, well, one of my points is that they try to put you in this moral quandary. That's one of the things that unfortunately I reckon they didn't explore, ways of playing with these ideas. At the end, they just end up dividing these groups between a Superman group and the Insurgents group, which is led by Batman. Between the Squeaky Clean group and the Baddies, in that order, like something like that. And like I said at the beginning, they did play with those ideas, like when the Flash and some of the others were still questioning the nature of Superman's decisions and the morals involved in it. But then after some time, they just started to double down on the behavior. So there's no more questioning, like maybe some parts, but it's just like one issue and that's it. And so, but it's just doubled down. So Batman always in the right and not wanted to listen or recognize that maybe Superman did have some fair points in his statements. For example, like in the case of the Joker, like someone who is maniacal, who's willing to hurt anybody because of his idea of chaos. And for Batman to realize that maybe he does have some type of weird attachment to the Joker. And at the same time, for Superman to realize that, okay, I do have these ideas, I have these intentions, but maybe this is not the way of executing them. I think I'm going to leave the video up to here. It's going to be too long, too much to edit. My computer is not going to stand all of that, so I'm going to leave it out here. So I guess have a nice day, take care of yourselves, and see you next time. Bye.